reckon you were a bit too clinical tonight? They really punished your errors?
Yeah, they did. Look, firstly, obviously it's disappointing because at home, we want to be better than that. But again, the support I thought tonight was excellent, and I think generally speaking, the intent from us was there. Look, it's probably something that I need to have a look at. I think we worked extremely hard, but probably a little bit not as sharp as we have been. And I said that's on me. But disappointing.
Was it? They sort of came out to pressure really high and put a lot of pressure and fatigue. I don't know if it was fatigue, but that's where the errors came. They sort of really hemmed you in and put pressure on you physically?
Yeah, it was just, like I said, probably our decision making, because we've dealt with pressure like that before, but again, it's just about us working on those things and putting them into situations where when they face these problems in a game, that they have the tools and they have the answers to solve those problems.
You showed a bit of resilience to stay in at half time. What was the message at sort of half time? Did you try and reshape things or reinforce things?
Yeah, we had a look at a little bit about how they were going about their press. We felt that our centre backs could step in a little bit, because our movement from the midfield wasn't really affecting them, because they were sort of just sitting in, and our passing distances then from centre backs weren't really threatening them or shifting them. So that was something we had a look at, and like I said, I think we tried to do the right things tonight. It was just we were a little bit off, and again that's down to me, and that's down to the preparation that I give them in the lead up to a game.
You sort of gone from a bit of a roller coaster the first 3 weeks.
It's going to be a roller coaster, mate.
Just wrote that. You said that you're going to be very much a work in progress.
Yeah.
What will they learn from tonight, I guess? Not so much about how you prep them, what will the players learn from tonight?
Yeah, like I said, it's just now their decision making. It's them getting an understanding of how teams react to the way that we do things, the options that we start to create on the ball. Like I said, it's just about now decision making and making the right decisions. As I said, I thought our intent, we didn't throw in the towel. I thought we probably looked our sharpest when we were forced to go to 10 men at the end. So I think there's definitely positives there. And look, taking nothing away from Sydney as well. We knew where their strengths would lie, and they were clinical when they had to be.
Does it show your players where they need to get to? Like Sydney were pretty good tonight. I mean,
yeah.
They were under the pump after round one, but now they've gone 2 wins in a row.
And it is about making sure that we take learnings from these moments. As I said, I can't fault the way that they tried to go about things, and now it's just about recognising those moments and the decisions that we make and the consequences that we face when we don't make the right ones.
A couple of those young boys have been up for a little while now. Will you sort of look at that and maybe rotate things to give them a freshen up? Because a lot of them haven't played a lot of first team football, and they've played 5 cup matches and now 3.
Yeah, of course. But at the end of the day, I pick the squad on what they do during the week. I pick a team on who I think are the ones that are going to go out and win us a game. And look, it was a different test to what we've faced, and that's the A-League as well. You face different tests every sort of week, and it'll be a different test we face next weekend as well. So we have to look at the things that we did well, and we have to take note of the areas where we can be better.
I imagine you'll have to go for scans and everything, but Oscar Fried looked fairly distressed.
Yeah, it doesn't. He's getting assessed now, and there's a few things to go through, but it doesn't look great.
You must really feel for him, given what he's been through in the last 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been through a tough time. He's come through. He came out the other end, and he's worked extremely hard to get back to where he is now. You don't want to see it happen to anybody, let alone obviously Aussie, who's had such a tough run already.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously shown he's a resilient kid. But I imagine everyone will get around him. Yeah, this has been putting the cart in front of the horse a little bit, but he was clearly distressed. But he's the type of kid he can come back from this if it is what you think it might be. Yeah, well, look, we're hoping for best case scenario, but. It's just another test, and like I said, he's a strong character. I think no matter what the sort of outcome is, like you said there, he's shown he has resilience, and for a young footballer, to the understanding of that these difficult times, it's how you come out the other end as well. But look, fingers crossed that it's not as serious as we first thought. Clayton didn't play tonight, but he's getting close to being right. Like, I'm not saying he's going to replace him, but I mean that's probably one area you have a little bit of depth in.
Yeah,
with Coda being out too.
little bit of depth, but we've had the same sort of issue with Kota when we have serious injuries as a club, we're unable to replace them because we don't meet the threshold money-wise, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But that's the fact of the matter. We have the squad that we have now, and we have to deal with it. So yes, Clayton is close, but as well we have to make sure that we do the right thing by him and make sure that he's ready to go when he does come back.
And James Dolinov picked the ball out 4 times from his net, but he made some good saves.
Yeah.
Probably not kept you in it, but certainly allowed you to score first, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. We were, like I said, they came out very strong, and it took us. Well, we didn't really come to terms with it totally, but no, he did, and that's what we expect of Delhi. Delhi's been the ultimate professional since he came in, and we know the potential that Delhi has, and it's up to Delhi now to keep these performances.
Millsy, can you just explain that threshold thing you just mentioned before?
Yeah, we can only replace a player that's on over $300,000 with an injury replacement, no matter if it's a long-term injury, we can only replace them if they earn over $300,000. We don't have any of those players.
The league, or?
Apparently, yeah.
Any reason why is that in place?
I'm not sure.
Just onto the game. Was this the toughest test? Obviously, Australia Cup coming to this. You obviously performed so well. Sydney, they've done their research. Was this the most challenging test you feel you faced since coming in?
Yeah, look, Sydney's a good side, but again, I think if you sort of take away the opportunities that we gave them, there wasn't too many times where, we were cut open, so to speak, or, I know I need to look at it from a results point of view as well, because that's my job, but from a performance point of view, I thought that, we still had good moments in the game. As I said, I just think that little bit of sharpness was lacking. And again, that's my responsibility.
And just dealing with defenses, I should say, like Sydney, it felt like they got a lot of numbers.
Yeah, they did, and we, like I said, we were trying to do the right thing. We wanted to get in behind them, and that's just like decision making, and that's experiencing these types of games, because I think we've shown in the past, we do learn from tough situations. That was, I said, something that we hadn't really faced yet. They were very, very disciplined in terms of when they were defending in their own half. So that's again just moments now that we need to learn how we manage, how we keep the game moving, how we shift and actually affect oppositions.
Millsy, just lastly on the injury front, how far away is Eli from returning?
Eli's still a few weeks away.
That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.